Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 103 of the M&K Productions Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light, it's just okay. I'm your
Is
host,
that what
Mac.
you're drinking tonight? Is that your drink of choice?
Yes, it is. I'm your host, Mac, joined here as usual with my co-host, Christian. Christian, say hello to folks at home.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you listen to this podcast. Hello.
Yeah, we are back. Our last episode, we did a little special talking about Johnny and Clyde, the new Megan Fox movie, which was just all types of interesting because someone clearly had some work done with that fake blonde hair. But we are not here alone. We are joined here by a very special guest, a fellow reviewer in the Instagram film community. He goes by many names, but today he's going by Tyler from Tyler's Nerdy Reviews. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
Hello.
Yay,
Hello.
Tyler!
Thanks for having me.
Woo! How you doing, Tyler? So great you can join us today.
I am fine. Just got back right. I was driving home from the movies when you sent the link. So
Oh, what did you go see today?
I canceled last week seeing Sisu and Polite
okay.
Society so I could play the Star Wars game. So made time for myself finally to see those.
How was Polite Society? I've heard a lot of people say good things, and it was at Sundance. So did you enjoy
I
it?
really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very stylistic and fantastic.
The action in it looks really good.
Yeah, it was handled really well.
Oh, good. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to check that out because I know Focus Features is the distributor for it. So I know they've been releasing a lot of their films on Peacock, but just given a busy schedule I have, I'm gonna have to watch it on Peacock.
I was very shocked to see that Sisu and Polite Society are both movies with chapter titles.
Really?
They couldn't be opposites, but they were made kind of the same way.
Okay, interesting. Oh, good. And I also saw you participated in the Critics Circle review for Are You There, Margaret? Too. So how did you enjoy that movie? Because I know you saw that recently as well.
I loved it. I have never read the book. It's one of those that I've heard about because it's been around so long, but I saw the trailer, I thought it looked great. And I saw my AMC was doing like a pre-fan event screening thing like a week early. So it's been about 2 weeks now, but I really liked it. It's still pretty high on my list of the year.
I can't wait to see that as well because I love the director. Because the director is the director of Edge of 17. If you haven't seen that movie with Haley Steinfeld, that's probably the best performance she's ever given. It's so good. That movie does not get enough credit.
Yeah, I watched that so long ago. I need to give it another watch because it was before I really got into movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was one film I actually got to see early too.
That was a Star Wars game.
Once you get past some of the bugs, because it is still a little buggy, they delayed it to fix them, and they're still not fixed. But
makes sense.
It is fantastic. Like it's just as good as the first one, if not better. Characters are all fantastic. There's great new fighting styles.
Did you all see the commercials for the advertisement with Mark Hamill?
Yeah, I saw it like the day I started the game up. It's such a great way to market the game.
Okay, so let's let audience get to know you for a second. How did you get started with your reviews?
It was kind of like around the winter of 2018. It was freshman year of college, and I just like had a lot of free time that winter because I was all alone at the house, and I don't know, I just didn't have anyone to talk to about movies. So I was like,
oh,
I don't know, I think people on Instagram might enjoy this because I had seen a couple of accounts doing it, and I was like, maybe I can give it a try.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you as part of the film Instagram community.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed being here.
All right. So, Mac, do you want to ask our guests any other questions?
It's kind of crazy how you said 2018 is when you started because I started mine in 2017. So everyone that we've met, we've all been like around the same time. I forgot how old this community is.
Well, not just Tyler. Darius also started around the same time, about 2017. We also had Tyler Barnark at the same time. There's a lot of people who have been participating around the same time area as us. So that's really interesting.
Absolutely. But Tyler, what is one review that you're proud of the most that you would probably be like, for any of our listeners to go and look at your stuff, what was the one you'd be like, this is the one I hang my hat on?
God, that's a tough question. Probably my review for the first season of Love, Victor, because I just got so personal with it and connected with it so much.
Aww. I haven't watched it yet though, but I remember when it came out and all the advertisements for it. But everyone says it's so good. I want to watch it. It's on my watch list.
I need to read the book still, but I am in on the, I don't know what you want to call it, the love universe, Love Simon and Love Victor.
Are there other like Love Simon and Victor's like out there? There are like other narratives out there, or no?
Not for the
just
TV.
those.
Yeah, not for like visual entertainment yet, but there are other books in her series that follow other characters from Love Simon.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, there's 4 books, something like that.
Okay. Interesting. I never knew that.
But Tyler, where can the good folks find you?
Just at Tyler's Nerdy _review. Just simple.
Instagram?
Yes, Instagram. That's the only place I do reviews at the moment. And I guess on Letterboxd, but that's just Tyler Jenkins.
But both will be in the link below. But today, we got a special show. We're going to be going over some news because some big news dropped literally 2 days before we started this episode, and we'll talk about that. We'll also be going over the Super Mario Brothers movie and why it's just a fine video game movie, but it made money because of the popular IP anyway. And then we'll be going over the box office report and then giving you guys our summer slate, our opening summer slate of where we're starting. But if we're done with the intros, let's get right into the news.
I love the enthusiasm.
This is CNN, a network of Turner Broadcasting System.
All right, so the big news to start it off today, literally as the day before we started recording on May 3rd, on May 2nd, the Writers Guild of America announced that they are on strike. And this strike affects a lot of stuff, but their reason is they want more pay for their work. Kristen, what the hell is going on?
So as of 12:01 a.m. on May 2nd, members of the creative community on both coasts and production hubs in between have treated their finery of what that event for fire and brimstone of picket lines and more chaos as a writer strike is happening. And this is the latest strike because we had a writer strike in 2007, and this is causing more of a fallout in the marketplace than ever. And this is what I'm summing up from Variety, because Variety is doing a great job covering the writer strike, and they want better pay. That's the biggest issue, and have rights to themselves as workers. And to be fair, writers deserve just as much as credit as our fellow stars and directors. They come pretty much first, but then it's like they get bumped down to the writers. But because the writers, they're not on as TV as much, but the writers do make the stories happen.
Yeah.
So many of the our favorite stars, including Brian Tyler Henry, Brett Goldstein, Cynthia Nixon, and many other of your Hollywood favorites are outside along with their writers in protest for better rights in the workplace. This is causing a major hole on major talk shows and daytime talk shows and comedy shows, and even anything scripted is going to be affected. So if you watch anything that's late night, such as Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, well, you're going to be seeing repeats because the writers are usually in charge of those shows, and now there's nobody to write them. So also series like Abbott Elementary might be put on hold because, they need writers for that too. Quinta Brunson, the genius that she is, she can't be writing all those episodes. She's got writers for that. So we might see some seasons wrapping up early. So this is not, however, affecting the movie business so much because not yet, but it does also affect a lot of studios because no writers means no jobs.
Yep.
So, guys, let's talk the writer's strike and let's see if we can maybe help come up with some creative ideas to help in the workplace better. So, guys, let me hear your thoughts.
I mean, this is something I knew was happening, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only celebrity I've seen post about it, at least on my personal feed, because I haven't been checking too much right now, is a writer at College Humor.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you guys know that account. Yeah, Adam Hanover. I just saw him talking about it and how they're trying to like pay people for one day at a time of work or whatever. I don't know. So it's not something I'm super familiar with yet. But
yeah, unfortunately, from what I hear, the pay for writers is a very minimum wage, as they spend a lot of time in the writer's room. They don't get much as breaks or like opportunities. There's writing opportunities, but it doesn't meet like what a lot of other standard practices should be following. But Mac, let me hear your thoughts.
So obviously, I'm supportive of it because I think a lot of the industry doesn't get they get shafted on. I've talked about how I think the VFX artists, they need to do a strike too, especially with their work. I've been hearing a lot for years about Marvel pushing them to their limits and stuff. But like you mentioned before, that I know of, that I do remember the 2007 writer strike, because that affected everything, like from movies to the talk shows, because there's a little film called Transformers Revenge of the Fallen came out, and people were like, oh, that was made during the writer's strike, even though that script was made before the writer's strike happened, and they came back and fixed it to it, and that's how we got the movie. That sucks. And we also got G-Force, you never forget about G-Force.
Gotta love G-Force.
Oh, yeah,
but Lord, I forgot that movie.
But like, I don't know, we're already seeing the fallout with it, because like you mentioned, a lot of stuff is canceling. SNL just canceled their upcoming Pete Davidson episode of SNL, and they are on hiatus. So I mean, I'm all
Kelly
for it.
Clarkson's show is also on hold because there was a couple people I follow, like whether it be the entertainment industry, they said that if you get like tickets for the show, they've been put on hold. So if you wanted to go to a taping of the Kelly Clarkson show, for an example, that has been pulled on hold, as well as the daytime talk show, The Talk. So lots of stuff that you probably see on TV, or at least something that your mom has on in the background. It's going to be showing a repeat.
The funniest thing with these talk shows is that these people are the hosts are supposed to be these charismatic people. So you would think that they wouldn't need a script to do the show.
Think what they do is they get, the writers for, the research. So if somebody were like, Chris Pratt, I'm sure he's doing all the stuff, making the rounds for Guardians. They always have to ask him questions. So that involves some research and getting into some insights. So that involves some of the writing. Like Kelly Clarkson doesn't have time, or like Jimmy Kimmel doesn't always have the time to sit down and do the research himself. That's why they have writers to come up with the questions, and then they have the teleprompters. And
the only one who could pull it off is Conan O'Brien.
Or even Conan. Oh, speaking of which, Conan O'Brien is getting his own Roku channel. So they re-air like old segments and stuff like that Roku has announced. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, yeah. So like that's what the writers also come in for, and also to help write some of the bits that you see, like especially the opening monologues for like Jimmy Fallon or like a Seth Meyers. They know this is happening, but they also work with the writers.
I do like a lot of the people actually are supporting the writers, because easily they can be like, oh yeah, we're not going to support them, but they're actually like,
they are with them just as much as the director is.
Yeah, I think that's really good, because easily could be like, yeah, no, we're not with it. They think it's dumb.
Yeah, it pretty much is. But guys, if you are a writer, let us know if you're going to be participating in the writer's strike. We would love to know. And I think we can all say we're all mostly in support of the writer's strike. We need to get the community together and show support to the fellow writers, because they deserve and just as great as a pay as just as anybody else. So Mac, do you want to move on to another news topic?
Yes, we were blessed with 2, not 1, not 3, not 27, 2 new trailers for Sony video game properties. The first trailer we got was Twisted Metal with Anthony Mackie, of all people, and it showed off Anthony Mackie in the world of Twisted Metal, and at the end we got our first look at Sweet Tooth, the mascot of the Twisted Metal series. And then today we were blessed with the Gran Turismo trailer with David Harbour, which we get a lot of car video game movies. So guys, are you familiar with Twisted Metal and or Gran Turismo?
Pop the hood. The hood.
Ford, and Sweet Tooth is large and in charge with all the high-octane attitude you've come to know and love.
989 Studios.
No.
I have heard of them.
But let
That's
me
me. I haven't heard of anything.
Twisted Metal. So I'll explain it. Gran Turismo is like the Sony's answer to Forza for Xbox.
Okay.
Twisted Metal is car combat, and it's pretty much in a post-apocalyptic world. It's pretty much like Mad Max meets Death Race.
Okay.
And it's more known for its main character on the cover, Sweet Tooth, this killer clown. And Sweet Tooth is going to be voiced by Will Arnett in the show. But
I love it, Will Arnett as a villain, so I'm here for it.
Well, Sweet Tooth isn't a villain. He's like an anti-hero, but he's more like he's crazy. But like, yeah.
Still, Will Arnett is in a crazy costume, whatever. I'm ready.
Did you guys see the trailer for these?
I
saw both.
What did you guys think? Are you excited for Gran Turismo and / or Twisted Metal?
Our guest Tyler, go ahead.
I didn't catch him. Sorry.
Oh,
they did not show up on my feed. So.
Oh,
you're not missing much, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna
lie. I liked the trailer for the Peacock one. So that was the Anthony Mackie one. Which one was that one again? Twisted Metal. Thank you. I liked that one more than the Gran Turismo. Thank you. Yeah, that one looked. I don't know, the way that Anthony Mackie looks like he's going to carry this series. I'm very curious about it because I know like he's done TV before. I know he was on a season. I know he's done a season of Altered Carbon, which I haven't watched, but I know he's done TV in the past, also including starring in an episode of Black Mirror. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see what else he can do with this. I think this is an interesting film, or not film, but series to take on. I think it's going to be crazy fun. I'm enjoying some of the shows that Peacock has at the moment. Like I really enjoyed Poker Face.
That was good.
That was really good. And I also enjoyed A Friend of the Family. But then I didn't really watch so many of the other like shows that they were first starting out with. But I think Peacock is trying to find its footing and show some great shows. So I'm curious and I'm going to be watching it.
Tyler, will you be watching Gran Turismo and / or Twisted Metal?
I'll probably check them out eventually. Can't say I'll be there day one, but
does Gran Turismo have a date?
August.
Okay, they announced an air date yet? Okay.
Yeah, well, no, that's in theaters. That's a theatrical movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean, like a release date.
Oh, let me see. Gran Turismo, which is still a random movie to have. It's coming out August 11th, and it's directed by Neil Blomkamp. Guys,
I know.
You guys love Neil Blomkamp. Remember when he was touted as the next Spielberg? When he did District 9, everyone was like, "Is Neil Blomkamp the next Steven Spielberg?"
And then he did Zoomomic, which nobody cared about.
Well, no one cares. It's all about Chappie. Tyler, what are your thoughts on Neil Blomkamp? Did you like Chappie, District 9, Elysium, Demonic?
So District 9 came out when I would still have to like watch things with my parents. And my mom just was not a fan of like more found footage type of stuff. So District 9 was definitely a movie that was turned off very easily. So I need to go back and try it out again because it does look like something I would enjoy. I do like Elysium and Chappie quite a bit though. I did see those.
Thank you.
I saw Chappie in theaters.
Me too.
I'm the only one that doesn't really like Chappie here.
Kristen doesn't like Chappie. She's anti-Chappie.
Anti-Chappie.
So adorable.
It is. And the fact that he's played by who's he played by? Who does the motion capture?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I gotta look at, but he's a good actor. He was the guy in Hardcore Henry, and he's the same guy from District 9, the main character.
Interesting.
Oh, Sharito Copley. He's a good actor. That's him. He's Chappie. But I like, Neil Blomkamp. He had a footing when he did District 9, and then he did Elysium, which was like, because he was still gonna do an Alien movie at the time, and then there was rumors he was gonna do RoboCop, but then Chappie came out and everyone's like, yeah, no, you're done. You lost it. I was like,
and then Zoomomic, that was a thing that nobody saw.
Yeah, when you said, I'm like, wait, he's doing a new movie? I had no idea. I was like, damn, what happened to you, man? And then
dropped off the face of the earth.
The funniest thing is that Chappie set itself up for a sequel, but I don't think we're ever going to get that.
We're never going to get a Chappie sequel.
Listen, I'm holding out hope.
Don't Chappie too.
Chappie, don't you want to see his mommy
Chappie,
alive?
Chapter 2.
Yes, don't you want to see his mommy alive? Like with Die Antwoord. You ever listen to Die Antwoord?
Yeah. See, the only reason I went to see Chappie was because the person I was with at the time loved that band.
Really?
Yes.
I never even heard of him until Chappie.
Such a random group to enjoy.
Honestly.
I feel like there was like there's a lot of controversy surrounding that band, and basically Neil Blomkamp made that film just.
It was a fan film. It was a Die Antwoord fan film, pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm like, I did not like any of their acting, and I was like, okay, there's like they've been in so much trouble like since, like I don't know why. Like this is not.
They were just playing themselves. Like when you watch an interview, they're just themselves, and they're not good.
They're not good. No. Here's some of the controversies that have happened over years. They've been in trouble with sexual assault allegations.
Oh my god.
Fight against Andy Butler for somebody who is somebody that I'm not aware of, but allegations of child abuse.
Oh my god.
But yeah, here's what they said about Chappie according to their Wikipedia page. But according to Cess Press News 24 reported that 6 of the cast and crew members of Neil Blomkamp's 2015 film Chappie confirmed that under the condition of anonymity that the first-time actor Watkins Jones made life on set hell during filming. Which
what does that make? Is that it was probably Ninja?
I'm sure it is. I just given what they have done, I wouldn't be surprised.
But Kristen,
you really want that? You really want that Chappie tune then if they're gonna have
well, maybe it's good that Chappie got out of that family.
Yeah.
Leg left.
Because don't forget, what's his name? The other guy, he is in a robot body too.
Yeah.
His creator. Dev Patel.
Dev Patel, I was gonna say that. Yeah, Dev Patel becomes a robot. Wow. Oh, I just felt bad for poor Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I remember stuck with him. They had to be like, I want to do another Wolverine movie. He's like, yeah, do Chappie first.
Do Chappie first, then we'll talk Wolverine. But he looks good. Did you see him at the Met Gala outfit? Oh my god, that man looked fine. Yeah. Yes,
he was at the Met Gala.
Yes, that man looked fine. I was like, this man is aging gracefully, or if it's the look that they're gonna do for Deadpool 3, he's gonna look so good. Okay.
All right, I just want
to share one news story because I'm kind of excited about this movie given the person though. I'm very hesitant, but this involves Zoe Deutsch because she has joined Clint Eastwood's jury number 2 at Warner Brothers. I know it's Clint Eastwood, but it's his last film. The man is 90-something years old. He's gonna make something. I don't know how good or bad it's gonna be, given the fact that we got Cry Macho. Which was
wasn't that bad.
It was okay.
The only one of his movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
What a movie to watch.
what a movie to watch this.
Damn.
Yeah. It was just because my dad likes Clint Eastwood movies, and I was there when he wanted to watch it, so we watched it.
Did you watch it in theaters or when it was like the time when HBO Max did the?
Yeah, it was at home on the HBO Max.
Good choice, because I also watched it at home.
I saw it in theaters.
You saw it in theaters?
Yes, I did.
You didn't tell me this.
I watched it in theaters and I completely forgot about it because I watched it every week.
Because you didn't review it.
Because I was like, I had already done my list. And I was like, I just want to see Clint Eastwood movie. There's some movies I just want to watch just to not review it, just to watch it. I watched it and I fell asleep.
Okay, but yeah, Zoe Deutsch has joined the new Clint Eastwood movie. It's not clear on what her character is going to be, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be like Nicholas Holt's love interest. But she's starring alongside Nicholas Holt and Toni Collette for Clint Eastwood's last film.
Is this his last movie? Did he confirm it?
Yeah, he pretty much confirms it. The man is like going to be like, I think 92.
Okay, I thought he said he's going to keep doing movies till he dies.
Are you sure that's not Tarantino where he's going to be like, surprise?
No, because everyone thought The Mule was going to be the last one, but he did Cry Macho. Like, I thought he was just going to do it until he's in the grave.
Yeah, the man's going to turn, I think, like between 93 and 94 when this comes out. So he really knows what he's going to look like when he is
I'm not going to say
filming or his condition.
It's the craziest part because since he's gotten older, the only good Clint Eastwood movie he's made in his older years has to be Richard Jewell, like post Gran Torino.
I haven't seen
Richard Jewell and American Sniper. My bad.
I loved American Sniper. That American Sniper movie was incredible, and I just haven't seen a really good Clint Eastwood movie since. I mean, Lercher Jewel is good, really good too.
I have seen both of those. I didn't know he was behind them at all.
Yeah, but then the ones he hasn't done didn't do well was 1517 to Paris, The Mule,
Jersey Boys. Remember Jersey Boys?
Oh my god, I forgot. I didn't even know that was his movie.
Yeah, Jersey Boys was a thing.
Why?
That was his musical route. Oh god.
Listen, you said Toni Collette, so I'll be sat at that theater for this Clint Eastwood movie probably.
You're a Toni Collette
Anything with
fan?
Toni Collette. Oh.
Yeah. I love
like
her.
What's have you seen that Amazon show that she's in?
The Power?
Yeah.
No, not yet. I haven't watched it yet.
It's the one where all the women have like electricity coming at their fingers.
Or like a superpower, and it stars the girl from Moana, Aaliyah Carvalho.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, so and John Leguizamo is also in the film, not the series as well.
Yeah, he's the dad.
Have you watched it, Mac?
No, I just saw a trailer when I went to the theater because like Toni Collette's like the president, I think.
Yeah, she's some kind of president thing. I saw her advertise it on like the Sherry Shepherd show, so I wanted to watch it, her segment. So because I love Toni Collette, anything that woman does is
so that's
like
on Prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've been promoting it at your movie theater.
Yeah,
because they advertise like sometimes they advertise like Amazon shows.
Yeah. It's just the one that I'm getting promoted all the time is The Citadel, with Richard Madden and Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah! I just watched that show recently.
What's the funniest advertisements you guys seen in theaters? Because I remember one time, they don't play it anymore, but I kind of miss it, but I hated it. It's when they did, you know how all Cinemarks everyone drinks Coke, like no other soda at all.
Yeah.
They had this one where there was like a song. There's like, oh, can't stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing. They're all singing about Coca-Cola and popcorn, and I hated it. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing can put me down. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Oh no.
It was so annoying. It was so cringy. I hated it.
I haven't really gotten a weird one, but I think the most like out of like the ordinary one was when Matt Damon made a crypto commercial. And it was like the way they set it up, it was like an actual real movie. And I was like to my friends, oh, I kind of want to see this. Like Matt Damon looks so dramatic, and then it just shows up like a crypto sign. I was like, are you kidding me? And then right after that, the movie started playing. So like all the movie trailers just have shown, and then the last trailer commercial is a crypto commercial, and I was just like,
I think that company I think that company got bankrupt too. That's the worst part.
Anything crypto, I feel like, is bankrupt right now. Don't invest the money in crypto, guys. It's not the best decision.
I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and his episode last week was talking about all sorts of crypto stuff, and a lot of them, it's not looking good for them.
No, it's not. Oh god.
Well, thank God that's dying and NFTs are dying. NFTs dying are just gonna be the day I celebrate. But Tyler, what's the weirdest movie advertisers you've seen?
I don't know. Anytime they try and like make a car commercial seem like a movie, it's gonna make me be like, oh wow, you really did that. Like there's one right now going around for a new Ford, I think, at my AMC. I don't know. They try too hard.
Yeah, remember when Taco Bell did that for like the fake movies?
Nacho
fries.
Yeah.
I love the nacho fries so much, and I was working at Taco Bell at the time, and I said, please stop making these.
Because I remember like Josh Duhamel made one, and like and I was like, who else had made one? And I just remember Josh Duhamel did one.
I remember the old commercial they used to play at my theater. It was the M&M's one. He's like, this will change the movie. He's like, really? You have your cell phone on during the most important part? Why is the clock still ticking the rocket? It's like a fake movie.
Yeah.
They still play that one all the time at my local AMC.
Yes, mine will still play it as well. I'm like, wow, this is a throwback.
They still play that, and I've been going to the movies since I could probably walk, so I still see that advertisement all the time.
I just like with Cinemark, like, join our Super Savers Club, and we'll put we'll show you all these cool things you can do, because if you're watching Guardians of the Galaxy on a tiny theater, you're not experiencing the full movie. See Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in theaters right now.
Or like an XD.
Yeah, XD. Dude, those XD ones, they blow my ears out every single time. Because it'd be like,
I saw one of those in XD, and that was Tenet. That was my first time ever doing that.
They'd be like,
that was an experience.
They go like XD.
Yeah. It was like boom, boom, cling, clang. I was like, oh my God, this is why the soundtrack to Tenet did a really shitty job. What are you in a can? Nope. I'm in the screening of Tenet.
Anyway, since I don't know how we got to this topic of cinema. But yeah, that's our news. If you have any news for us, you can just leave it down in the comments below or send it to us on our Instagram. The links will be in the description. But without further ado, we should probably get into the topic. So as he would say, let's go.
Hey, let's go. It's a me, Mario.
All right.
Better than Chris Pratt.
Super Mario Brothers. I fear nothing. That gorilla's wearing a sports coat. Feel underdressed.
Is this what you came for? Dancing Pax!
Yeah!
I'm so stoked right now.
Coming through! This guy's brother is going to die!
Oh! Shots!
Sorry.
All right, so today's topic, we're talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. Woohoo!
Peaches.
Shut up, we're going to hit with copyright. I don't want Nintendo taking on this podcast. But today, we are talking about the brand new Super Mario Brothers movie that is made by Illumination and Nintendo. It is directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. And it has an ensemble voice cast of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, and Frank Armisen. And this is a origin story type movie of how the Mario Brothers came to be who they are. And yeah, this movie was in development, I believe, since 2016. They took them a while to make another movie because the 1993 movie, it bombed really hard, and it's not that good. Why people have a soft spot for it, I don't know. But
John Leguizamo is very vocal about it.
Yeah, but with the with the Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto, he became interested in developing another film, and after Universal assuming the Nintendo World, everything was successful. So they said we're gonna do animated this time. And to be honest, Mario only works animated. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
But guys, the movie's out, and the critic score is low for it. I believe right now, critically, the Mario movie is sitting at a 59% critic score, but the audience score is a 96%, and it has grossed $1.056 billion worldwide at the box office. I believe that this may be the highest grossing film
video game adaptation.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not only it is not only the highest grossing film of 2023 so far, it is the first video game film to gross $1 billion. So I was very vocal about this movie when I think about it, but I'll let our guest Tyler go first. Tyler, do you have any connections with Mario, and what did you think of the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. Could it have been better? Sure. But once you get past, deciding not to do the Mario voice, I think it was pretty decent. I mean, it's a fun story. It goes probably way too fast and leaves no time to develop any one particular character.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got some cute jokes, and it's I really enjoyed listening to the kids around me laugh. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that. I was thinking about it all while watching it. I was like, if somebody got a Mario voice from what we saw from that John Leguizamo movie, I think people would have been so turned off. So to have Chris Pratt at least give it a go at it and like kind of make it his own, but he still did the wahoo. I was like, fine. I was like, it was fine. He serves his purpose. He serves fine. I don't think it's like he didn't really damage the character of Mario. Like, it's fine. It's he serves his purpose. everybody was really nervous, but it's mostly, I feel like it's not Chris Pratt that's the problem. I think it's like the story in of itself that's the problem, not making it as a memorable journey. Because I really enjoyed the entire voice cast. I thought
Even Seth Rogen?
everything was. The Seth Rogen was fine. Like it was okay, not great. I still think, I really liked Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. I thought she was cute. Chris Pratt was fine. Charlie Day was fine. I think, as what we know, the Seed Stealer is Jack Black as Bowser.
Yeah.
Especially him. I think he just went full force since he is a video game person. And, he's got kids and he knows, like everybody in this film, except, Anya Taylor-Joy has kids. And he like understands the property of Mario and stuff. So I think he was the scene stealer, but I loved, Keegan-Michael Key as the mushroom. I think he nailed
Toad.
that voice as Toad. He was excellent. He was excellent as Toad. But Seth Rogen was okay. I think he could have done a little bit better.
I'm Donkey Kong.
Yeah, my fiance was like, when we watched this, he was like, I was so in it, and then when he started laughing, he's like, I just checked out. He was like, I was done.
I'm Mario the Smasher. I did like the fact that they had Donkey Kong songs, like
yes,
hey, Donkey Kong,
the DK rap,
Donkey Kong.
Yes, my fiance was in the seat, like very happy because we saw this the weekend of like my sister's birthday weekend, so I didn't get to see this opening weekend. So
that's really just enough. Thing. It would have been packed.
Yeah, and knowing that we didn't have a lot of kids in the theater, it was like it was just like 4 adults who are in their mid-20s watching Mario.
Honestly, the demographic for that is probably that's the demographic for it. But
right now.
I will say with me, I didn't grow up with Mario. I was very Spyro, Uncharted, Zelda, and other things, and other like games. Not like Mario because we have a Nintendo console. I mean, I did, but the Mario games are like way too expensive. But you that's like Mario's the one game you go to a friend's house, you're playing Mario with boys.
Or like Super Mario Party, like Mario Kart.
Yeah. I just like going into this movie, I don't have an attachment with Mario as a lot of people do.
I thought you did because you were very hyped about talking through this movie. Tyler, and for our audience don't know, Mac has been very passionate about this movie. I feel like every time we had a segment about it, we're talking about the news, you brought it up. So I thought you were very set on this film.
Well, it's a video game movie. You know how much I want movies to be good because a lot of like just the ones we gotten are either paid or miss, and this one is like breaks the standard of like holy shit, they can make money. But I'm gonna say it makes money with a grain of salt because let's face it, Mario is the easiest thing to make something out of, and it will sell like hotcakes. That's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
Because the reason why it made $1 billion is because it's Nintendo and they marketed the hell out of this. Like everyone knows Nintendo. Even if like you're from Antarctica, you know who Nintendo is. You know Mario and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it made $1 billion, it does not surprise me like at all. But like, well, I said the movie was good. And it was okay. It's just like I felt like I was watching Ready Player One because it's like, oh, it's references and Easter eggs to the movie. Oh, it's the SNES. It's a Game Boy. It's this and that. It's from this game. It's as Mario Kart. It was fine, but once you got past it, story really wasn't that like memorable or anything. And like making an origin story, I mean, And I like how they did explain the voices because the commercial, they're like, hey, if you need someone to fix your pipes, call the Mario Bro.
The opening was good.
I'm like, wait, what? And then they're like, oh, they're Italian Americans, but I'm like, y'all kind of making a lot of Italian stereotypes in this movie. Like,
isn't that what's supposed to do with that? I think that's
Jesus Christ. But like, it was fine. Like Jack Black was the main standout, and I hope he gets recognition for his role as Bowser. And it was just like it did feel a little too short. It was like an hour and 32 minutes.
Yeah, I was surprised for so they could have gone a little bit longer to flesh out some of the things in the story. But I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I know they can do a little bit better.
I don't know why it's at a 59% critical score. Like that blows my mind. Like what?
It's really low.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like when people saw that, that's the thing with like Rotten Tomatoes. Like the critic scores are very like I don't judge a movie by that. I mostly judge it by the audience score. And I knew for a fact no matter what the audience score is gonna love it. But is it more like, do you enjoy this movie more if you're a Mario fan or if you're not a Mario fan? That's a big question.
Ooh, that's a good question. Tyler, do you want to go first?
I feel like it's probably more enjoyable if you're a fan of the Mario franchise, just because it really knows what it is for Mario fans. Like it's purposely full of all of those Easter eggs, and I don't want to say that they know maybe the story is weak, so they filled it with Easter eggs, but I mean, there's got to be another reason as to why they did so many, and those are just there for all those fans to be like, ah.
You have to feel like you're part of the video game when it's like, it's fun, it's creative,
Yeah. So like even me, I'm a pretty casual Mario fan. I wouldn't say I grew up with it, but like I played it. I played Mario Party, at friends' houses, and it's one of those things that's always been there. So like even for me, I was like, oh, that's that one thing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm in the same. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you, Tyler. I like grew up around the character of Mario, but like didn't become like fascinated or like really play it when I was like when when you could play like Super Mario Brothers on the Wii and you can have the battles with everybody. Like that's when I was like, okay, this is Mario, and then Mario Kart became a thing, and I was always playing that with friends and my sister, and then I would say pretty much when my sister got into like getting into like the Mario games with like getting a Switch, or like that's when she really became like exposed to it and tried to have me exposed to it, and I was just like, nah, this is not my thing. But I get it. Like I get why people like it, because it's colorful, fun, the adventures of it all, the fantasy elements of all. I get it. It's fun, but it wasn't so much for me. Like I was the kind of girly who was playing like High School Musical Sing It on Wii. Like that was the gamer girl I was.
I will say, like with the Mario movie, that impressed me was just like I feel like they put the references not because like for two reasons, because to hide the mass that the story's kind of weak, but maybe set up more films because this movie was going to be popular no matter what. So now the question is, do you do more movies bringing in other IPs and do the Smash movie that everyone wants, or do you just focus more on the Mario world?
I think it's obvious they're gonna make a sequel because of Yoshi.
Yeah.
With the post-credit scene that's at the very, very end.
Wait, there's a post-credit scene? I didn't see that.
Yeah, at the very, very
end. You looked? And there's a little egg and it goes, Yoshi.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought all it was Peaches, and I left, and I didn't know there was like a Yoshi.
It's at the very end. There was two. Like my sister. For once, my sister found out the post-credit scenes. Like she was like, "We gotta stay," and I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "There was Peaches, and then she goes, "No, there's another scene," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, no.
Usually, I'm the one who finds out about the post-credit scenes.
I looked it up when I was in the theater. It said nothing, and so I said, "Okay, bye." I didn't know there was like, but I don't know if I want to watch a Yoshi movie. But Yoshi kind of sucks.
Well, Yoshi would be like the second character, like in a Mario sequel. He wouldn't have his own film. I think if anything, Donkey Kong would get his own movie. As much as you love or hate Seth Rogen, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Donkey Kong movie.
If they did a Diddy Kong movie, I'd be down for it. And you just have to put the Donkey Kong song in there. It's like DK Donkey Kong. There's a remix. I saw that. It was like not funny. It didn't laugh, and it just makes me funny because it makes you laugh. Because I was thinking about I was thinking that in the theater, but like I don't know. I honestly like the world building in this movie because they really did introduce a lot of places that a lot of Mario fans would know about. Because you got
the Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road was probably the most I think the Rainbow Road scene was probably the best scene in the movie.
You know what I would watch another movie for in this universe?
Which one?
Those penguin people at the beginning.
Yeah,
with the king voiced by Kari Payton. I love that man so much. So
that's Cyborg, baby.
Yeah, I got into him because of The Walking Dead being but now whenever I hear his voice, I'm like, oh yeah, you go, Kari. Yes.
And I did like that scene because he's like, that's yet like a space of our full power. Do you yield? No. No. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, can we talk about also that little cute thing that when they're all in prison, he's like, yay, the sweet relief of death. I'm like, Jesus.
The little blue star. I was like, that's morbid right there. That's
the nihilistic star.
Like the one that makes you go into like a bubble or like a fetal position. You're like, yep. Like,
is this the fact that reminded me of the muffin? It was like, it's muffin time. It's like, somebody kill me. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh, going back to a second to the Rainbow Road, when I saw that reference, I was like, I just got anxiety because I cannot drive on Rainbow Road if you play like the Mario Kart. I was always falling off. Like I drove myself off the edge. I could never finish a race because like I was such a bad driver steering that wheel because it was so loopy. So I was like, oh my god.
The funniest part is
Mario Kart all over again.
The funniest part is like they actually referenced that with the that they had the bottom road, so they were driving off of it. So I really feel like that's like how people would play it.
Yeah. Oh, that's they probably narrated that part after me. They took inspiration from me.
Now, how many times did y'all hear the Mario theme in this movie? I swear I heard it so many times.
I heard so many times, but then I still had Peaches stuck in my head. Like, I swear to God, we're going to get that song nominated as an Oscar. Will it win? I don't know, but don't be surprised. What was that?
It's a hard one to get out of your head once you hear it.
Yes, it's like, you know how Everything Was Awesome was a thing for the Lego movie? This is what they emulated for.
Chris Pratt was in a song with that was popular. Now he's in another movie with a song that's popular.
Imagine if we get that for Garfield, because remember y'all, he's gonna be the voice of Garfield.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. He's not Bill Murray though. It's not Tale of Two Kittens, the best one.
They're trying to put him in everything, huh?
They're putting him in and everything. Don't get me wrong, I love Chris Pratt, so I'm still gonna watch it.
Let's take a field trip back to 2020. Remember everyone had a hissy fit when he was announced as the voice of Mario?
I was like, okay. But everyone was freaking out.
They're like, ugh, Chris Pratt's gonna ruin it. I'm just gonna hear the dude from Parks and Recreation.
I'm gonna hear Star-Lord. Chris Pratt brings a lot of young audiences in. I think he's trying to grow himself to be like the superstar, like the Tom Cruise. I think he's trying to establish himself as that. But he hasn't gotten there yet. But he's a recognizable face and a recognizable name. So I think that makes people happy.
I think a lot of diehards wanted the actual voice of Mario to be him in the movie, which would have been cool to give him like that chance to do the character in the movie that he hasn't done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know John Leguizamo said he ain't watching this movie because he said it's not diverse enough like it was in the original one.
Yeah, John Leguizamo is another person who I just feel like says a lot.
John, I ruin every movie I'm in. Leguizamo.
Oh yeah, we had to talk to Sid, the talking sloth.
Hey! First Ice Age is good. Don't do that.
But then after that,
well, yeah, exactly. But what else with the Mario movie? But
that's it on my end.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, what other Nintendo properties would you want to see make into a movie since it's made $1 billion?
I mean, obviously, they're not obviously, but like the most obvious choice for a lot of people is Zelda.
Yeah, that's what my fiance would want too.
They're making a TV show on Netflix.
Is it a live action one?
No, but it's a TV show. They said it's gonna be like the Game of Thrones for video games.
Okay.
Cool enough.
So
cool
pick something else. I want a Mr. Game & Watch movie or show. He is the OG of Nintendo.
Who?
Mr. Game & Watch.
I only know about him because of the Smash Brothers.
Yeah, he's the guy in Smash, Christian, where he's like he's a black silhouette and he moves like in pixelated form.
That's cool.
You don't know who I'm talking about, do you?
No. So I'm looking him up now.
I was just looking him up. She's like, that's cool. You don't know what I'm talking about. He'd be cool because I know like they're probably gonna build up. I wouldn't mind, honestly. Kirby needs a movie.
Oh yeah,
I love Kirby.
I mean, just to throw like a little curveball out there, like just out of nowhere, just I don't know, make a movie about the Miis. Those weird little things.
That'd be cool. That'd be like their Minions movie. That'd probably make $1 billion.
Yeah, so they just like don't speak normally.
Now
they got their little floating heads and their floating hands off their arms.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Illumination's 3rd highest grossing film.
That's not surprising.
Because nothing's gonna be what do you call it? Nothing's gonna beat Minions. But
those little powerful little minions, those little jelly beans will never get beat.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind a Mii movie, but
as much as our grandparents and our aunts have tried to ruin Minions, they still make the money.
Honestly,
they do.
Rise of Gru did kind of good. They didn't do like.
I still didn't watch it yet.
I watched that in theaters and I was drunk.
Oh, I remember that. You telling me that
The
that
only
was...
way to watch that movie.
I
But
saw it completely sober in theaters, so oops. Yeah.
Oopsie.
I will ask y'all before we wrap up. Do you have any memories with the 1993 movie, the one with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo? Did you like that one?
No, because I saw it late in life. I didn't see it when I was a kid. Like I just saw it for the memes.
Well, I wasn't alive when it came out, and I have not seen it yet.
Do the Lord's work and don't watch it. You'll save yourself so much time.
I've really only heard not good things, so I've just stayed away.
Well, the funniest thing, Mario can't work in live action. I feel like he just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's
It's too
nothing
animated.
makes that can be live action and work, you know?
Yeah, no, because like it just doesn't work for that. That's why like the animation in the Mario movie was awesome.
Okay, so Mac, as we wrap up, what is better, Uncharted or Mario?
That's an easy thing. That's Mario. Uncharted. Shit. Nothing there. Literally, it had. If Gran Turismo sucks like I think it's gonna suck, Uncharted may be better than that. But as of now, Uncharted. Actually, if we want to get about further, Assassin's Creed sucked, but it still didn't break my heart as much as Uncharted. So I'm gonna see. I see Uncharted still the worst video game.
I am very, very sad about the Assassin's Creed movie. I am such a massive fan of the games, and I was excited to watch the movie. I didn't get to go see it in theaters, so I was watching it during like a weird point where we weren't doing anything in a class, and I gathered a couple friends and we watched it on my laptop, and I fell asleep in a class.
Oh, no.
That's the way to watch that movie.
Now I'm just afraid that it's never going to get another chance because it could be really good.
It could be.
I watched that movie opening weekend when it came out, and me and my friend were the only ones in the theaters, and I was just so angry.
That's a sign.
I was so angry because that trailer looked so cool, especially the part when he jumped from like the top of the building to the haystack, and I was like, "Oh, cool! The leap of faith in a live action movie." Yeah, and then like I just didn't buy Michael Fassbender as the main guy. That was my problem.
Yeah, because Michael Fassbender is a hot item ticket in Hollywood. I feel like he's better as a supporting actor.
He can kind of carry a movie in a way, but like the ones he's led, like the Snowman sucked, Assassin's Creed sucked.
The only one he has been good in was in Steve Jobs, where he like nailed Steve Jobs. But other than that, I haven't seen him anything movie. I was like, yeah.
Well, he's doing that new Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
but at least you got Taika Waititi. You got Taika Waititi attached to your name, so people are gonna want to go watch it for that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should probably say, what's your worst video game movie you ever seen?
The Mario movie, the one, not this one, but the other one. I'm going back to that.
No, this one sucked too. Screw the 2020. Oh, I can't fuck it.
I mean, I vaguely enjoy some of the Resident Evils, but I am willing to admit that some of them are pretty bad. Worst? I don't know. It's hard to say. There's sadly so many.
I can agree with you. You guys remember 2016 when it was like the year of the video game movie? We had the Ratchet and Clank movie, Warcraft, Angry Birds, and like Assassin's Creed.
Hey, Angry Birds? I'll be honest, I enjoyed it.
I did too. I did like Angry Birds. I won't go lie.
And then I was expecting not to like the second one, and then it shocked me because I kind of enjoyed that one too.
Kristen, do you like Angry Birds? But I will answer this question, then we can wrap it up and give our ratings. But I think the worst video game movie I've ever seen in my life, that's not Uncharted. It's a tie between the 2007 Hitman movie with Timothy Olyphant and then the 2015 Hitman movie. Because like there's
God, I haven't heard of those movies in a long time.
And then don't forget, special shout out to Mark Wahlberg's Max Payne.
Oh, Max Payne.
As like, what were they thinking?
Oh,
I actively try to avoid Mark Wahlberg stuff. So,
honestly, what you're not a fan of him?
No, after you hear about the things he's done in his life, it's just kind of unforgivable, and I just don't want to see him.
It's with him. It's weird because like one movie I like, it's not him, but the director John Singleton is called. Have you ever seen Four Brothers?
No.
It's with him, Tyrese Gibson, Andre 3000, and I forgot the fourth guy, but he's the main guy in Tron Legacy. And they're like four adopted brothers, and their adopted mom gets killed, so they come back to Detroit to try to solve her murder. And the thing is like, oh, Mark Wahlberg and the other dude is white, they're white, and then Andre 3000 Tyrese are black. So it's like two white brothers and two black brothers, so they're all four brothers. And like Mark Wahlberg, like he be throwing the most racial slurs in movies, and he does it so naturally. Like he drops the hard R in that movie. Like you say that way too naturally, my man. You need to.
Doesn't surprise me.
You need to chill out, man. You need to chill out. And the fact that like that's another when I don't like Uncharted is because him as Sully just does not work. When they like, hey, he's gonna be Sully, I'm like, wait, no, please don't do this to me. Because in a like 20 years ago, he would have been Drake. And would he have made a great Drake? Maybe a good, but not great.
Does Tom Holland make a good one?
No.
You didn't see it?
I have seen it, but I'm not a fan of the games, so I can't really give my opinion on that. I just like Tom Holland. So.
He wasn't bad in that movie. It was just more like that. If to tell that story, you needed someone else like that. I can't just see as a babyface treasure hunter.
Yeah, I have just like from what I do know about the series, he did seem a little young to be playing the character.
Yeah, but guys, what is your ranking of Mario the 2023 movie? What are you gonna give it out of your rating source? Tyler, you can go first.
I just like looking at my review. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and it's. Let's see if I can find real fast my ranking of the year. I can give you that specifically. Ultimately, will I remember it forever and ever? No. At the moment, we're sitting at 23 for the year. Out of, I've seen 38 movies so far.
Wow. Okay, Chris, what about you, Kristen?
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. So we're all on the
same boat.
Yeah, but
averages out pretty well.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be. It's not gonna be like in my top 5, but I'll probably maybe give like the honorable mention for like best movies of the year because it stuck out on movies that are coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, let's move on to the box office report, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Kirby, that's a name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby's the one. He comes right back at ya. He comes right back at ya. Give it all that you got, take your very best shot. He'll send it right back at you for sure, yeah.
How can I help you, King DDD?
I need a monster to claw with that there Kirby.
That's what we do best at NME.
You better get it with a money back guarantee. Kirby, saving the day. Kirby, he's here to stay. Don't be fooled by his size, you won't believe your eyes. Kirby's the one. Right back at ya. Yeah.
All right, so the box office report for this past weekend, the last weekend in April, number 10 coming in. Number 10 is Sisu with $3.3 million gross. Number 9 is The Covenant with $3.5 million. Number 8 is Ponylin Selvin Part 2, $3.8 million. 7 is Air with $4 million. Dungeons and Dragons comes in at 6 with 4.1. John Wick Chapter 4 comes in number 5 with $4.8 million. The re-release of the Return of the Jedi for Star Wars its 40th anniversary comes in with $5.1 million. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret comes in at number 3 with $6.7 million. Evil Dead Rise comes in at number 2 with $12.1 million. And big shocker, the Super Mario Brothers movie is number 1 with $40.8 million. So
that's not surprising to me at all.
No, but I still want to watch Evil Dead Rise.
I just recently, for the very first time ever, binged the Evil Dead movie, so I could see Evil Dead Rise.
Really
enjoyed Evil Dead Rise.
What do you think about the 2013 Fede Alvarez one? Because that's one that's very polarizing for a lot of fans of the series.
I loved it. Sorry.
I thought it was good. I don't know why people hated it as well. Maybe because they're like, oh,
They're probably expecting the more camp silliness that they had come to expect from the other originals, and it was not that.
No, but I enjoyed it. Kristen, did you like the 2013 Evil Dead?
I thought it was fine. I only liked it for Jane Levy.
I did like her, yeah.
And I like Jane Levy as an actress, but I just don't remember it as much. But Evil Dead movies, it's like you can't have an Evil Dead movie without Ash, but I just haven't had an interest to see Evil Dead yet.
I mean, technically it was in the 2013 remake.
Yeah, true. I don't know. The Evil Dead movies haven't totally gotten a hold on me, but I do want to watch it at some point eventually. I'm gonna watch it probably when it comes out on HBO Max.
Yeah, me being a Bruce Campbell fan, that those movies helped me really appreciate him more. So every time I see him in a project, I will watch it because I think he's a very good actor. That's why I marked out when I saw him in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, it was fitting.
I was like, yes. And
can't have Sam Raimi film without Bruce Campbell.
Honestly, you guys remember when he was in the Spider-Man movies and what was his? You know who was going to be in the fourth movie? He's going to be
Mysterio, right?
Yeah, and that would have been perfect because when we watch those movies, you're like, wait, he has actually played a big role. He gave him his name in the first one. He stopped him from seeing Mary Jane in a play in the second one, and he was the waiter in the restaurant who proposed to her in the third movie.
Yeah. Oh dang.
That would have been perfect, man. But
this weekend we're gonna have Guardians as our number one movie, and that's no doubt in our
no doubt
everybody's bracket for the weather.
That movie,
box office weather report.
That movie is Marvel's Hail Mary.
Yeah, I mean, I tonight as they're recording this is today, May 3rd. They're doing a fan screening already, and I would have loved to have gone to that, but they were not showing it anywhere near me, and I was very disappointed. And they started the marathon at 6:45 tonight, and I was like, no, I gotta go to bed. If this started early in the afternoon, I would have very much considered it.
I never liked those movie marathons because I feel like they take way too long to do it. And they always have a time where you're like, there's no possible way I'm gonna sit in the theater for 6 hours watching 3 straight movies. You remember when War for the Planet of the Apes came out? I wanted to go and watch Dawn and Rise.
Oh, okay.
And they're gonna play both of those movies in the new one. I'm like, I'm not. And they started at 1:00. I'm not gonna leave at 10. You got me all the time so screwed up.
Listen, I have done one of those, and it was for Hunger Games.
Oh,
wow. Yep.
That must have been a really long time. Your booty must have been sore.
I did it with my mom. We had a lot of fun. It was great.
Cute. That's cute. But I remember even when Marvel did it, when they were gonna do all the way up to Endgame.
Oh
remember
God! Oh God!
And they had those diehard fans do it. I remember when Jimmy Kimmel went out on the streets and did a man on the street and interviewed to see if people were actually doing it, and people were doing it.
Well, they played all the MCU movies up to the end.
It was a multi-day thing, wasn't it?
It had to be.
Yeah, it was you got the ticket, then you came back for a certain time. It was then they started up again early in the morning, and then they went to the very end till the theater was gonna close.
That's dedication right there. I don't know if I could. I think the only movie I'd probably do that for is probably Christopher Nolan's Batman movie.
Yeah, well, I think they probably did that right before the last one came out. So.
They did, and then The Dark Knight's turning 15 years old this year, so I will be seeing The Dark Knight in theaters if I can.
Oh, really? I had no idea. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we talked about doing an episode.
2008 movies, the best. One of the I say 2008 is a year of what we know now as movies. I pretty much started this modern trend that we have now for movies because you think about
Iron Man came out too.
Yeah, Iron Man, Dark Knight, Tropic Thunder, In Brogues, What Happened in Vegas.
What Happens in Vegas? I rewatched that movie the other day.
Why?
Because I wanted something comforting as I went to bed.
Why?
That was one of my favorite movies growing up, and I realized, okay, this movie is terrible, but it's I thought this movie was incredible when I was a young girl.
Listen, it's better than Killers with Katherine Heigl.
Oh yeah, I will take What Happens in Vegas any day.
Well, Kristen, we should probably wrap this up because I'm running out of stuff to say. What are the folks? What are we planning for our next couple episodes?
Well, we are going to travel to the big galaxy as we talk Guardians of the Galaxy with some special guests for our next episode. So, and then we'll probably talk about, I don't know, maybe some other different films. Maybe we'll do that 2008 episode we'll talk about. Maybe we'll do something, I don't know, maybe we'll do something Little Mermaid if I convince myself to go see it, even though, yeah, let's face it, I don't want to see it anymore after I saw what Sebastian and Flounder looked like. They look terrible, and I'm like, I'm only rooting for Halle Bailey at this point, and I'm just like, maybe I'll be safe and watch it at home. I don't know. We'll figure out what we got going on in May besides Guardians. But yeah, Tyler, this has been our show. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can the lovely people follow you?
Just Instagram, Tyler's Nerdy _review. I've got a letterbox just at Tyler Jenkins, and same thing for if anyone has Serialized, it's like Letterboxd's TV sister.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. But thank you so much for coming on. We really enjoyed you. We'll have you on again for future episodes.
Awesome. I am very much looking forward to it. This is my first time doing podcasts, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're glad we're your first one. Alrighty, guys, we will see you all in the next one. We'll talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for having your listening ears with us, and don't forget to follow us on socials.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. Bye.
Same shit, you ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. Throw that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue honeys, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah.